Hey, how y'all doing? Let me know if you can hear me really well. Um, Welcome to another Source Diving with Kelvin stream. Let me know who's around in the chat. So I say hi, and also let me know how my audio levels are doing. Really good. Oh wow, really? Okay. Thank you. It could be better, you know. Um, we're gonna get so much more better. Of course, I've been teasing about some new setup I'm gonna have, like changing the microphone and all that kind of stuff. So look out for it, okay? And of course, Lenny, I know you haven't seen this one. I'm gonna do like a throwback video just for you, so you see it. It's probably gonna be my first what's it called? Unboxing. So I don't know, whatever it is. So I'm just gonna show how I gonna set up the new place. So how you all doing? Hi Lenny. Hi Joe. Thank you for joining. We have a lot to do today though, so we have to like get started quickly. First things first, I let's check our agenda, right? You all know. So unlike before where we've been using Notion for this, I think I made a tweet that I'm going back to Basecamp. I've missed Basecamp, and you all are gonna be seeing more of Basecamp for like everything I do. So whatever I was using Notion for, and a lot of other things gonna be done on Basecamp now. So if you don't know what Basecamp is, it's like project management, but a new take is from the creator of Ruby on Rails, THH, and its co-founder Jason Fried. So I've been a big fan of them. And yeah, we have more folks in here. Please, if you're just joining, do say hi so I could say hello as well. And I appreciate you for coming. So I've done this, but switched to dark mode, of course. And I've also toggled my font size for my editor. So those are all done. So your task, you all know the drill, right? You have to go retweet and comment in the tweets, the original tweet for this stream, so people could see it and come in here. And so that's what I would do first thing. So you all know, you can see everything else. And let's see. Yeah, so please, if you're just joining, do say hi so I could yeah, say hello too. So yeah, so that's it. Moving back to Basecamp. I have missed it. It's really boring. By boring, it's so stable, it's so good. I really like the idea, the methodology of it all. So I'm really glad to be back. Um yeah, so let's get really started because like I said, we have a lot to do. We are also publishing Create Sales 1.0 today. I think it's I think it's stable enough in terms of the architecture we're going to go with for me to call that a 1.0 release today, and we're going to do that. So first of all, let's go through the architecture thingies. I'm going to go to GitHub. I was just looking at can't see those Epic Web Dev. It's really doing some epic stuff over there. It's also an inspiration for what we're doing, but we could always share ideas. So let's look at borrowing stock. And I did a discussion. So I could share this with you all in chat so you could see it. Hey, peace. Hi, Code Machine. Hi, Shabu. Welcome, y'all. Let me bring you all here. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Shabu. Hi, Code Machine. Wow, cool. Thank you for joining. So this is the discussion. I'm thinking the current scaffolding architecture. So when I built the borrowing stack, like the very earliest version, right? Of course, I called it the Vit stack. So the entire idea was when you run the create sales CLI tool, it has like this template folder in the package. So it's going to render based on, so if you choose React, it's going to just do some stuff and just render them. So it's just going to like, bring all these moving parts and make up one project for you. So with the launch of the Boring JavaScript, or the rebranding as the Boring JavaScript stack, I noticed we're going to be doing a lot of work on it. So for Vue, for React, for Svelte, and I wanted a more holistic approach where you could easily just check out, just cd into like the directory for your framework of choice, and just run sales lift, and you just see like the template is runnable, right? So before now the template is not runnable, you have to actually create a new project for you to actually use the template, which is good, but it's not really great for like contribution and for a ton of stuff we want to do. So that was the major reason for rethinking that. And because we have to do the rethinking, that means the way create sales work has to be different, right? So you could see the discussion which I put in there, see all the thoughts, and I had several ideas. First one, I wanted to have like a borrowing stack repository which currently exists, and then borrowing Vue, borrowing React, and borrowing Svelte, separate repositories. That would have been good. That means anyone can just go, so you focus on what concerns you. But that also fragments the ecosystem where you have this moving parts, separate issues, several pull requests, and a lot of places to keep an eye on. It didn't really go well with me. So did one thinking, and the architecture we currently have is having everything, put the CLI tool, the sales adapter for inertia, and also the templates. So the templates are Vue, React, Svelte templates. And currently, I had to make them work as they were before, but with this new architecture. So we're going to be actually making them much more better, because I'm gonna make the scaffolding more rich in terms of features like user management and all this kind of stuff. So it's gonna be really interesting. But for now, it just work as it was before, which is just giving you like a very boring counter app. All right. And so yeah, so that's what we have currently. So based on that, like I said, the create sales CLI had to change, right? So let me show you how it was before now. I'm gonna open up. So first of all, I'm going to npm uninstall because I've been testing a lot. So I'm just going to install that and just use the one that's always on npm. So create sales, and let me go here. So this is before create sales. So when you run this, it's gonna give you this scaffolding. So yeah, you put the name of your project. Let's see, boring app. Then yeah, it's ask you the direct directory is not so this one is just like the check. So this has been improved in the create sales 1.0. So now you get to choose your partner framework, right? When you do that, you could now sit into borrowing app, and you get to like see your stuff. You want npm install and all that stuff in there. Then you want sales lift, and you have your app. That is good. But let's see how this little bad boy works. You all know that in Source Diving with Kevin, we're not scared to dive into the code. So we're going to dive into the code a little bit. So this is create sales. The whatever version it was, right? 0.2.2. And let's look at index, right? This is where we do a bunch of stuff. So this is like the former code. So what I was trying to explain to you all was, before now, right? After you do all the check, you choose your package name and all that stuff, and all this logic. You see, we have like a render function. This is to render the templates, right? So because we are piecing different bits together. So if you check the directory now, if you look at templates, you can see we have the base template, we have the config, we have one for React, for Svelte, for Tailwind, for Vue, right? So we get to piece all this together. So this is what all the render function is doing in this example. Hi, Paul. Welcome. What do you use for autocomplete on your terminal? So I use wap.dev. It comes with it. You could turn off autocomplete. Sometimes I don't like it because it's often, in fact, thank you for mentioning, I should turn that off. It often shows work projects directly that I don't really want it to show. So we're just gonna turn toggle auto suggestion. Yeah. So thank you for telling that. So it's good when I'm off camera, but when sometimes it just shows work stuff. So it's warp.dev, it comes with it inbuilt. Put that in there. Nice. I see the DS has improved in process and also class changing interface. Yes, class changing interface is a good deal. I'm going to talk about it in a bit. So I was just using a mixture of Commander and so if we look at the package of JSON for this bad boy, let's see what we're using. Using minimist, colorists, and prompts. Right, those are the dependencies for it all. And so what I explained, just the scaffolding exists inside the CLI tool before now, but with Chrysis 1.0, the scaffolding exists on GitHub, and I'm going to tell you why that's a good thing in a bit, okay? And so now that you've seen it before, let's see the after. So what I'm going to do cd into create sales. This one that exists in the borrowing stack, it's actually live in the repo. If you check out the develop branch, you're going to see it right now. But yeah, so let's see what we're doing, right? So it's just pretty easy, but let me show you how it works first before I show you the code. Probably that will make it work better. So first of all, I'm going to do npm pack, just pack this bad boy. I'm going to run npm i.g create sales install from the tar file. If you don't know you could do this before, I could show you more goodies pretty soon. Okay. So I'll be showing you more of how I actually do this kind of stuff and how to like publish and test your packages locally in the series I'm going to be doing in a bit. So if I go back to work now and let me kill this bad boy. I just want to remove it. So if we do create sales now, oh, it's looking nice, all right? So here you're going to see what's your name of the project. So if you click or just hit return, it's just going to pick the default name because like borrowing app. Let's just call it the borrowing app. Then you could choose view, react, or svelte. All right, with instructions of moving your arrow keys as usual. So of course I'm going to choose view, and now it's going to copy the project from GitHub. All right. And now if we cd into borrowing app, and we'll do ls, we have the same thing, right? And we have the same projects. So what's happening here is let's show me the code. Let me show you the code. If I go to create sales, so pretty simple. I have a main function. I get the current working directory. This is just like the intro, which makes that create sales thingy with the white background on black text. Okay, black text on white background. The minimist is used for getting environment like arguments to the command. So that's what we're using here. So I say all the flags should be boolean true. So the 0, like the first argument. So if you pass in like the name of the project, you won't be asked for a name. So if we go back to work now, let's say I like just using borrowing app. So if I do create sales borrowing app, it's not going to ask me for a project name, right? Because I already picked it up from the environment. Okay. Right, so I could kill that bad boy. Yeah, and look at our nice little console message. See you later, Sailor. I like it. So let's see if you have any questions. Oh, thank you, Lucas. I'm glad you think it's dope. So moving on. So I start a spinner. No, I don't start a spinner. Like this is for like the spinner. So I just created a new spinner. It's given from Clack. Clack is what we're using. Is the CLI framework we're using. I think the URL is clack.cc. Yes, so you could check it out. So now I have a project name action is inside the action folder here. So I have actions. So these are actions are the things that the CLI would do. So I have some helpers to validate package names and also if it's a valid package name and stuff. So here I set the project name to what comes from the environment variable, right? If it doesn't exist, it's undefined. That's when we ask. So you could check. So you could see how Clack makes it easy, right? So the name, the placeholder, and also giving us a default value. And if you hit Ctrl+C, I could also handle that so that we exit the process and everything. Then I check if it's a valid package name. If not, make it a valid package name. Just return it. No biggie. Pretty easy. Yes, Lenny, I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think it's looking nice. So moving forward, right? Then so this bit, right? I wanted us to fail early. So what if like especially for me that's always testing. What if I've created a new boring app before? So I do this little check if they actually exists. This is really just simple, really. It's not just doing fa.exit sync. Not really, nothing serious, right? So I don't want to be like, for this version, I feel it's good. It could be okay to just warn the user that, hey, this path or this folder you want to actually create for this your project already exists. So they could actually choose to nuke it themselves or to choose another name. I don't care. So I don't want to be like overwrite it or whatever. So here I just like tell you that it already exists. And if we go to warp, right, then if I think we already have cd borrowing app, do we? Okay, we don't have that. So let's say I create sales. I'm just going to do the fast one, and I'm going to show you for power users that just don't want to go through the CLI prompt. You could just do dash dash view like this. It will just keep everything. I just go to copy in project files. Ooh, I know Len is going to like this one. Yeah. So if we have that now, right, and see what's going to happen if I try to do the same thing again. It's going to tell you, nope, you can't do that. It already exists. Okay, choose a new name or we'll do whatever you want to do, but we can't do that for you. So that's what that bit of good, this bit does. Pretty. So it fails early. So before it gets to the copying bit, it's already checked all that. The here is for specifying the front end framework, which is this prompt. So this is a little bit of logic, and so let me show you what this one does too. So for example, let's say I want to do building app 2. And I specify, you're just being mean. You just want to be evil to just try and break it. And you do this, I'm going to say, nah, I knew you were going to do that. All right, so this is it. You can provide only one of the following flags. View Reactors Velt. Okay. And actually, while we're here, I think, let's go back to warp. So now not to warp. Go to views to the code. Let me see. Yeah, so here I want to console.log so that I have a little bit of space in there. I want that space. And if I do that again now, if I go back to work, I just don't like this getting too close. So I could easily just quickly change that. So if we do this again, you could see there's a nice little space going on, which I like. So that's how we do space things. Let me see the comments. Yeah, really. Yes, it's a nice cache. I had to think of all these things. So it's called defensive programming. So you get a code as if someone's going to try to break it. So just in case you were trying to be mischievous or do something like that, we catch that. So let's move on. Let me walk through more of the code. I just added that bit, so I could just do fix, create sales, ads for error spacing. Whoa. Okay. Yes. So moving on. So this is the logic is pretty easy. It's just some JavaScript things. So so this is how. So I have supported front ends, right? So in case in the future I want to support more, I just have to add this here. So counter front ends flag passed. So I'm just going to say supported front ends or filter front end, which is of course the front end, right? Then argv, right? Because we're passing the environment the flags to this. So if the length is equals to 0, that means you did not pass any flag. So let's show you the select, right? And if it's 1, that's good. Then we just have to like take the string because I need the string itself, right? And I'll show you why. Then so else if it's 1 or also for any other case, that means you pass more than 1 flags. Then we're just going to show you this, all right? Then at the end of the day, we return the front end. All right, so this is what happens here. Then the copying project files. This bit, I love this bit. So I was thinking, right, because how do you clone a subdirectory of a Git repo without the Git history? We don't want the Git history because you know that this exists currently. If we go to GitHub, if we check the borrowing stack, you could see this exists as top level subdirectory of borrowing stack. So how do you clone just this one? But we don't want to be like a clone. We want a copy. We don't want the Git history of the borrowing stack. We want you to be able to init your Git repository and have your own Git history. So that was very tricky. I did some stuff. So there were a lot of options to do. A good one was to run git clone, I don't know, with some dev flag and everything, but none were actually working the way I intended. I saw a solution by Rich Harris, the maker of Svelte. It was actually shown to me by my friend Luciano. I've actually seen it before, but I was like, nah, this looks so complicated. But when I told him what I needed to do, it was like, yo, this might be the solution. So I went back again with a fresh eye, trying to like just understand everything, and that was what I used. So when we check the download project, it's actually its own implementation, just makes it so super easy. So the package is called dgit. Probably that's how you say it. I don't know, but so you pass in the path to the subdirectory you want to clone, right? For us, if you're passing Vue, React, or Svelte, we just want to clone that because that actually exists in the repo. So when you do this, you're actually creating an emitter, an event emitter. So you could listen for the information, so you log it, and the emitter has a clone method. You pass in the name of the directory. So you on GitHub, right? The subdirectories are Vue, React, or Svelte, but of course you don't want to name your project that. So once you pass this in now, it's going to use that name instead of the name that exists on GitHub. All right. And here I just await and that. So I don't think I need this bit. I think this was when I actually converted it to like await. I don't need that bit. So that can go. Of course I could always test it. So when I pack it again, run that stuff. I hope you all find it really interesting because it was really good to build. Hey Kelvin, okay, let me see. Hey Kelvin, do you think that just could be included? Oh wow! So the thing is, the borrowing stack is sort of like an alternative to Next.js, because Next.js is just like a framework that uses React. So with the borrowing stack, you can use React, but you don't have to use the other fluff of everything. So it's not something you could include in the borrowing stack, but it's like an alternative to Next.js. Hope that makes sense. Code machine. Okay, so I removed that bit of code. Let's see if I did not break the world. So if I do cd, let me rf, what else? Call it borrowing app. So now if I do create sales, okay, good. Choose view, of course, copy. Okay, good. It still works as intended. Good stuff. So now let's move on. I could say sure, remove unneeded with a then. Okay, good. Then so here, right after, so this is the heavy lifting, right? This is what actually gets you the template. So we have to do some security things. So this is specific to sales, right? So this inject default DK and inject session secret, because when sales, if you want sales new, it actually injects some secrets for you that are auto-generated. So we have to make sure that every person that makes a new sales project or a new borrowing stack project using this CLI tool does not have the same secret, because that should be like a potential security vulnerability, because anyone can just see the secret and just use it. All right. So in the previous version, this exists too, but I just moved it over here. It's just some crypto thing going on. So this is the action that actually inject the stuff. It's just a little write file saying, I have placeholders that can check and use the methods to actually just run some random strings for you. So these are just strings, and when you get that, you see, if you check the models.js and sessions.js in the config in your project, you get to see that. All right. Then afterwards, I just give you instructions of what to do. So here we're just detecting the package manager for those that use yarn or npm or whatever. You just detect it and tell you the commands to use to install it. All right. So this bit is what gives you this bit here. Yeah. And that's it. That is the Create Sales 1.0 written in Clark. So I don't think. Oh, Lenny, I was being nice. Come on, I was being nice. Okay, it's an alternative. We don't have to go. So I believe you could use what you want. So with the borrowing stack, we want to like not be like you have to use us, so you're missing out. Be like, yeah, okay. Of course, there are other cool technologies. Of course, Next.js is powered by a very big company like Vercel. So I wouldn't, I would be naive to think that, yeah, like you could definitely use us because we're better. Oh, maybe we're more stable, we're more boring. But the idea is could use anyone, but just keep an open mind and check out the boring stack. Like, especially with the idea of what I have for the boring stack, you're gonna love it. So yeah, so that's it. So what we're gonna do now, right? We're gonna publish this to npm. Okay, are you ready for that? So let's publish this to npm. So the idea is let me go to package.json. Okay, am I in the right one? Okay, I'm in the wrong one. Okay, let me see. So yeah, this is where I want to be. So what we want to do is to publish this a new. So the borrowing stack itself as a project is going to be at 0.0.1 because we have a lot of iterations to get through before we get to 1.0. We're trying to get to 1.0 before October, but for create sales, we're going to cut it at 1.0 today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just do git flow release start 0.0.1, and here I'm just going to change this to 0, 1. Good stuff. And also create sales needs to be bumped to um version 1. So let me see, do we all have any questions for me? Yeah, the docs exist already. Let me docs.salescast.com. Yeah, you could check out the open source project is there, and also check out the GitHub. There's sorry, Salescast HQ slash, and also please go star the repo, okay? Give us some love. Like I've actually been seeing some love from you all. Like we had 20 plus stars so far. But go star if you're really interested in seeing how this project is going to evolve over time. Yeah, and I don't know. So the description for the question still says quickly scaffold. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Lucas. So it says quickly scaffold a full stack sales project with npm init sales. So the cool thing with what we just was right is that you could easily run npm init sales as well to do that. But npx create sales has been so easy for me to type, but you could do that as well. And so that's that. You could also do that. So what I'm going to leave it like this. It's not a deal breaker. Let's ship. Let's finish. So what I'm going to do now, go git st. So everything looks good. Everything is okay. So I'm going to git add. I'm going to put git c empty because there's really nothing. We just changed some version numbers and all that. So git flow release finish 0.0.1. So we're going to say create sales v1.0. We built in Clark and changed architecture. Yeah, so that's the release. Probably going to be writing release articles and stuff. I'm also going to do a YouTube video for this for the create sales. So with this now means I could push this to there, hit SM, push. So I'm gonna push this with the tag. Okay, so probably need to pull. I don't think I've pushed to main for a while, so need to pull that. Could not apply. Okay. Okay. What do we have here? Let's see. So we have some rebase things going on. Let me see. Create sales. Whoa. That's interesting. Let me see. Bing, 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 bing. Wait, we have the node modules. Okay, I think I know what I would do instead. Um, there's maybe schedule to edit, could not execute the to do. I'm gonna do git rebase dash dash abort. So what I could do is git rebase develop, since that's what we want anyways. And there are 42, so I could do git pull. Git pull. And for that, some git things. Interesting. I think what I would do, I think this branch has really diverged for a while. So since I'm sure I could easily just nuke, don't do this at home, folks. I could do this because I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I could run this. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I want these changes in there. Good. So that's good. So now I can do npm publish. No, I have to cd into create sales, then run npm publish. And this is gonna prompt me for security keys. I have this is set up in npm because I want to be very safe. So if we go back to the terminal, we should be able to have create sales 1.0. And this is like a good confetti moment. Yeah. Yeah. No. Locals, I'm not sure that is a good assertion. You do npm install from the terminal, and it's okay to be the commands are pretty easy, and our docs are also going to be good as well. So I'm not pretty sure that a newbie might find things difficult, because you do git on the terminal, you do npm install on the terminal, you have node on the terminal and all that kind of stuff. So yes, thank you, Code Machine. Like, I just didn't want to go through all the git hustle today, but I was able to do that because I knew that I was the only one contributing there. It's not something I do often, but I know why it has diverged, because I've really changed a lot of package.json, a lot of git ignore. But yeah. So Lucas, I get your concern, but I'm pretty sure with the videos I'm going to do and the docs, everyone's going to feel right at home. Joel said I would love to write the docs. Yes, definitely. I'm going to open source the docs pretty soon, because I want docs.salescast.com to be written with Astro, of course, because it just makes things easy. I'm going to see about that. So yeah, so that's done. That's off the list. So we do git SD. So now let's test that. So if we come here, we'll do npm uninstall g create sales. So now if we do nps create sales at latest, hopefully. Yeah, of course. So because this is our first time of running it, it's gonna do its thing. So yay, we have it, right? So do this. Okay, yes, already exists. So create the boring app. Run this one more time. Yes. So yeah, Create Sales 1.0 is live and ready for you to use today. Google test it out and let me know what you think. So let's quickly move on. We spend a lot of time on that one. So we've done this. We published this. I've also walked through the rewrite of Create Sales. Yes, and also I talked you through the architecture. Yeah, one more thing about this architecture for the repo. Let me close this bad boy. One cool thing is, because we have this sort of setup, I want to be able to publish, because on platform like StackBlist, we'll be able to like run a full node application on the browser. So I want to be able to like have all these templates be runnable on StackBlist. So maybe on the README you get to even see like CTAs or call to actions or buttons that lets you buy. So go run this on Stackblaze. So you could also, as a contributor, you could actually contribute to this project on Stackblaze. So everything can be done online. You don't even need to clone anything for you to work on the project, which is actually amazing. So shout out to Stackblaze for that. And I'm going to be like, asking them to like, in case I run into anything, I'm thinking I should be able to deploy a particular subfolder and not just a Git repo, but I don't know. I'm going to reach out to them and see if that's possible. That's going to be great. That's one good thing why I like this to be like so. So if you have not started this project, please, again, go start it on GitHub. I have the link shared to you all. And so that's going to be really amazing. And yeah, so that's for create sales. So I'm guessing for your tags, you all have liked and comments and retweets or whatever. And please also follow or subscribe if you're watching from YouTube or Twitch. Start the repo, guys. Start the boring stack repo. Exciting things are coming. So if you remember in Sailsconf, Mike's keynote, there was a bug. So I'm going to quickly show you the bug. Let me go to warp. Wait, I don't think I remember. So sales test is let me say PWD. Okay, good. Now I remember. So if I come here, see this sales test. So if I run npm sales, so why I have to do this is because I'm actually using a local version of sales before. So because I was doing some tests, but I just want to show you what the bug was and how I fixed it. So npm sales at latest. Okay. Can I say to know setting PS? What is that? That's interesting. Is it me or npm fingers? Let me see. Let me see if I could do it. npm sales. Let's just save. Okay. It did work. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, wait. Wait a minute. Let me remove this bad boy and do that again. Cannot set properties of null setting here. That's really interesting. Well, is that an npm thing? Let me do this instead. So I'm just going to leave it like so. I'll find out what the heck is wrong with it probably later. But let me uninstall sales. Let's just save. Did I miss it? On install. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, I don't know if it was an npm thing or these things happen. So yeah, we have sales version, right? So thank you all for sticking with me on that. So what I want to do is to run let me check if there's any comments. Good. So I want to go back to work. I want sales C. Now that I've turned on my autocomplete, I hope I get this right. Don't leave. Okay, good. So Mike demoed something like this where you run sales.helpers and so yeah, sales.helpers, I think inspect. Yeah, like so. So this was the bug where you could see this is not pretty, right? This is you could definitely tell some things are messed up. There are some encoding things going on. And this is because as for the earliest version of Node, because what the inspect, let me go to playground. Inspect. So what inspect lets you do is to change the output of an object if you call console.log on it or util. So for example, if you take this my object function now, right? So in newest version of Node, this is how you do it. There's like a symbol here that lets you do that. Sales, go to the sales repo. I'm gonna do git sd. Oh, it's the git s master, I guess. Okay, good. If we go to the sales repo, we will see that there's like an inspect. I don't know. Okay, good. So, okay. Give me a sec. Let me switch this back. Fix upgrade. This is, I didn't touch my changes. So I could, let me see what else has changed. Okay, machine, yeah. I could discard this. I don't want this. So in my changes, what happened was before in earlier node version for fixing the inspect. Let's see this one. Let's look at this one. Inspect, yeah. So to do this, right, you had to implement a inspect method on the object, right? So there'll be like an inspect method. Okay, but with newer versions of Node, this is how you have to do it. So because that inspect has been deprecated, it wasn't actually working as intended anymore. All right. So all I had to do to fix the bug was to do this. So passing the symbol, because Node says that this is like a global symbol that lets you do your custom inspect. So all I have to do is to implement that symbol and just move the code over that was supposed to, handle the custom inspect to give you that tree-like structure. So with that, if I do yark ps, yark is something I've done a video about it. Something I use for like testing packages locally. If we go back here now, when I do yark add sales, okay, good. And now if I run npm run, okay, not if I come here, this on sales c dash don't lift. Oh, what did I do? New pack. Oh yeah, of course. New pack is not defined. Okay, yes, I removed the machine itself. Give me a sec. Let me go rectify this. Package.json. So yark add machine. Okay. And now I could do yark ps. Then I could do anything else. Yark add sales. Okay, good. So hopefully it doesn't complain anymore. Yeah, I know this was gonna this I ran into this issue when testing the last time. But anyways, the point is just still moving bits of the new pack is not defined really. I think this is something I could fix though, but I'm not sure. Oh, what? I don't know what is wrong with it right now. Let's see. Questions? No questions. So I really wanted to demo that and show you the before and the after, but for some reason this is not helping. Okay, wait. Let's see. Let's do one more thing. Let's go back to sales, people, npm I machine. Let me see if the machine itself. I'm just gonna like not use the local version I have just to get it running, because I have to do these changes in both the sales repo and the machine pack, which handles everything about the node machine. So probably just gonna do yark remove first. machine. Hmm, let me see what. Okay, good. Then okay, good. Oh wow, cool. And it actually does that. So I can do your PS. Okay, I don't have that. I can move machine and all that kind of stuff. York P. Okay. Let's see one more time. Demo gods. So Yak odd sales. So let's see if it's happy with me today. Okay, he's not happy. What happened? Yeah, everything. Cannot find module machine. And you could all see that I actually added that. So I'm not gonna just even try it anymore. And I'm just gonna let it just go. But yeah, so this fix is gonna solve the inspect issues, and you'll be able to like run the inspect, like just say sales.helpers, and it all work out for you. Wait, let me see. Let me run npm I. Maybe that will fix it because mm, I don't find module machine. Interesting. Okay, wait, one more time. Um, this is interesting. So let's see. Upload. Axels. Yep, I did know it's me and York things. But anyways, let's move on. Um, so yeah, so that's it. I have a open PR. Let me see. Wait, I could so this is the no, not this one. I was looking at that issue before. So this is the implementation. It's just a one file change. Oh yes, I have a screenshot. So this would be like a fallback for us. So this is what's supposed to output. When we run this, you could see I tested this out. But I think my whole Yark dependency thing is all messed up because I've been, everywhere. But this is what happens now. So in Mike's demo, he had to use console.log sales.helpers in order to see this. But because of this fix I made, which is just this line here, right? So this was what was there before, right? So there's an object of defined property, an inspect method, and all this stuff, which is gonna like give it an inspect function or method. I just moved to using just this one, all right? And it is in the node docs utils. So yeah, check out the node docs. Yeah, you could see. Wait, what version is this? Okay, I'm in the old version of the node docs. So this was in the old version. This is how you set up the inspect, which was what we were doing before, right? In Node 6, but this just changes it to like the newer version. So let's move on. We are almost at time. I was going to talk about the Google developer the retweet they did, but I think that's old news. Like I said this out before OSCAFest and Sailsconf last week, so you all have seen it. It's the little retweet of an article I wrote, and the whole moral of why I really wanted to talk about it is like just keep putting yourself out there. You don't know when you get value back, because I wrote this article when I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, and it was actually recognized sometimes this year. So 2 years later, so just keep doing your stuff, have fun, share. If you have the mindset of sharing everything, one of these days, like someone's going to stumble on your thing. There could be Google, right? And they're going to like, you're just going to have value back. Um, so we talked about the move to Basecamp. Yeah, talk about Sailsconf and OSCAFest. Yeah. So I want to talk quickly about the treble utils bug. So this one, you all know that I work at Treble, right? So I also work at Travel, by the way. There was a little bug, not really a little bug. So it's all about data serialization. And if you do get response payload, yeah. Oh. So the bug existed where, wait, give me a minute. Yeah. So this was the fix to it. So let's say you have like a complex, so a customer noticed that in Adonis JS, right, in Adonis the ORM is called Lucid. So when you send back Lucid classes, because they are represented in classes and JavaScript classes and stuff, so they weren't actually properly serialized when being sent. Not any faults to the framework, but just at the point where we are sending the payload over, the data, or the data structure, is still in its rawest form. So we have a lot of model config in there, and we just wanted like the actual, what is in your database, right? So that was really all messed up. And I had to speak with the maker of Adonis, and we came up with like, so most, when you implement a class, sometimes you could do those custom to JSON implementation, which lets anyone interested in just like the JSON of it to call it. So in Adonis payloads that is coming from Lucid, we were able to get like the to JSON field, and all I had to do was to check. So this is valid JavaScript, by the way. So you could check if a property exists on an object like so, and we'll be able to call it. And that really solved the bug, and everyone's happy, and everyone gets their serialized JSON. All right. Hey Tyler, how you doing? Oh, I did your Adi Adura, welcome. Hey Bob, welcome. And so that was how we solved that bug. Okay, it's just it was really really feisty to solve, but it was really good. So lastly, we have 5 minutes. You all have questions for me. So we are 10 people. I think this is the most people we've had till the end of a session. I'm really happy you all stayed and watched me launch the Code Sales CLI, and also try to set up York locally to test that sales bug, but it wasn't it wasn't just gonna have it today. But yeah, thank you all for being here. So I really enjoyed Sailsconf last week, sorry, not last year, Jesus, it's this year. So I really enjoyed Mike's keynote. That was my favorite talk. Apart from it having the announcement of me being the lead maintainer of the framework, which I really love, it was just like the in-depth of it all. It was really good. If you haven't seen it, go check out the Salescast YouTube. You should definitely see watch Mike's keynote. It's really really in-depth. If you really have any questions of the sales scale and all those kind of questions, it all answers it in there. And OSCAFest was amazing. Get to see, I listened to a ton of amazing talks, met a lot of people that I've always interacted with on Twitter. It was really good. So if you were at OSCAFest, you could say hi in the comments. So it was really, really good. I really loved both conferences. And because Salesconf was remote, I could do both at the same, okay, not really both at the same time, right? So I was able to go to be in Lagos and also have Salesconf while I awaited the first day, which is the second day of OSCAFest, Friday. So it was really, really good. I love it. And for the new video series, if you notice how I'll be able to test the CLI tool locally, also publish to NPM, all those kind of stuff. So how I've been building and publishing packages for like maybe 5 years now or thereabouts. I'm going to do like a series completely free on my YouTube channel on how I do that. So it's going to be my own, show you my approach, everything I do from, conceiving the idea for the package, writing the functions, the whatever features I want to expose, and prepping it up for publishing and all that stuff. So look out for it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you'd see when we have it out there. Do we have a quiz to answer? Let me see. What's this quiz? Oh, this one. Yeah, I saw a lot of interesting answers to this. I don't even think you will need my answer for this one because it was really, 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 really fun to watch all these interesting. So I have an answer. So let's check my playground. Um, trim. So this one, I took it off the sales repo. I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, this is really nice." I love it's. It's not fancy. It's boring, but it's the implementation was really really good. So this is the implementation like I took off the sales repo. Probably should just show you all my implementation. I'm gonna take a screenshot as usual. I saw Barbara's implementation, Lenny's, I think, and a couple of other people. It was really good. So this is just one way to do it, and this one was taken from the sales repo. Yeah, it's the solution from the sales yes repo. Yeah, it's very very boring but sweet. I like it. So this is how it does its things. Let me know what you think about this one. So I'm just gonna tweet that out. And yeah, we are done for today. Thank you all for being here. If there are no questions, don't forget to join the Sailsconf community. If you do JavaScript, invite your friends. Come in there. We are working on open source projects. We do a lot of stuff. We do a lot of workshops every week. And also subscribe or follow on YouTube or Twitch. Start the Boring Stack project, please, before you leave. Okay. I'm going to give you the link one more time. Do, 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 do. HQ. Go start. Okay. Do you all know what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I don't know what happened. It looked as if let me move this bad boy. It felt eCamp crashed, but I was able to resume it. I'm not sure how this is going to pan on YouTube, but it's going to be interesting to see if it really resumed or it just created a new um created a new um stuff. I don't know, but it's gonna be fun. So I'm just gonna finish now before I have two separate streams. So yeah, thank you everyone. And Paul, let's see. User schedule push notification. Okay. It's resumed. Wow. Magic. I don't know why it crashed in the first place, but it's resumed. That's interesting. Interesting. So Paul, I think I might need more detail from you. So probably gonna check. So we are at time. I need to wrap up for my another engagement I have in 30 minutes. But if it's a push notification, you might use one of the push notification providers or use Novu. I think Prosper actually was shared the gospel of Novo to us all at the OSCAFest. So you might want to try that. I haven't like I did try it during the workshop, but I haven't really used it some more. But you might want to like look at it and see if it really works for you. Okay. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Locos Man. Thank you, Lenny, if you have always been here from the beginning, and everyone else. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Babs. Thank you, Paul. You all are amazing. Don't forget, go start the repo. Let me see. So I was trying to type in the link to the boring stack. Is it too boring for Ecamm? They had to kick me out. Don't do that again, Ecamm. Let me see. Oh, it went this time. Yeah, so you all go start the repo. Okay. So yeah, see you all on the next Thursday stream.